Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got the prejudging of the 2025 Tampa Pro, so let's get right into it. What a show, man, what a show. I mean, we already knew that this was going to be an epic show, but it actually turned out to be very interesting. So first of all, Lionel Biecki is out. Surprise, surprise. For some reason, he dropped out. His name was on the list, but he never showed up, just like usual. We saw no updates, nothing from Lionel Biecki, and he didn't show up, so he's out. This was your very first call out, the top 6. So from left to right, you had Bruno Santos, John Jewett, Jordan Hutchinson, Quinton, Eriya, John De La Rosa, and a big surprise right here, Joe Palacios, if that's how you pronounce his last name, the guy on the right. He turned pro, I believe, at USA's 2 years ago, and here he's fighting for third, but you'll see that a little bit later. Now, as far as the winner of this show, right off the bat, I'll say Jordan Hutchinson. I mean, you might say Quinton Eriya, but yes, that is your top 2. You'll see that in a second. In the last call out, these guys are in the center the whole time. And honestly, guys, this is a big surprise to me. I did not expect Quinton to be placing this well. I mean, last year at Tampa Pro, he was like 8th or so I kind of lost faith in him. But apparently he proved me wrong. I mean, he showed up much bigger and fuller and also with great conditions. So he's definitely the top 2. I don't see him winning because Jordan has a much better back. Now, as far as John De La Rosa and John Jewett, these guys are a lot shorter and therefore smaller than the other guys. And I think that's the main reason why they're not just standing out in this lineup. And also, I gotta say, John De La Rosa did come in really flat. And that's something I noticed in my previous video. Like, he's definitely a lot smaller than usual. He didn't bring his usual fullness and size. So, yeah, he is not going to be in that top 4, unfortunately. But you'll see that in a moment. And also, he didn't bring the best condition possible. John Jewett, however, he kind of brought it, but it's not exactly a super polished look. He also could be a little bit drier and harder. And Jordan and Quinton really nailed it. Bruno Santos brought it. I don't think he was off, but I don't think he's cracking the top 4. I think he's most likely placing 5th, maybe 6th, we'll see, but I have him actually placing above John De La Rosa. We'll circle back to the first call out in a second, but first let's take a look at the second call out real quickly, because this right here is the original second call out. However, later they actually left only 4 guys in the first call out, and they took some guys from this call out, the second call out, and they created another second call out. You'll see that one in a second. But as you can see right here, I mean, Justin Shire, he thought he was going to win this show. That's just not happening. Not big enough, not conditioned enough. Patrick Moore, conditioned. Yeah, I would say he did bring it, but just simply not enough size. Beef Stew, he doesn't look like he really brought it. He seems kind of off. And Amir Omeragic, I think he is on. He always is on, but it's just the caliber of this show, man. So as far as Justin Shire, once again, I mean, what can this guy really do to maybe do better the next show he does? I mean, I'm not sure if there is much he can really do. Again, I think it's all just about the size, the maturity of the physique. He got in decent condition, but if he got in more shredded condition, he would lose a lot more size and a lot more fullness. And then he would lose on the shape and everything. It wouldn't look good. So this is probably the best he could get from this show. He can probably improve a little bit for the next one. But if there are a couple of really good guys doing a show, I don't see Justin winning this year and qualifying for the Mr. Olympia. He was able 2 years ago, but I don't know, man. This year, he needs to pick his shows very carefully. And as far as Beef Stew, I think he can improve a lot. I don't know what went wrong, but it seems like some kind of a flatness issue, because I've seen his physique updates. It doesn't look like he lost a whole bunch of size. He does look a lot worse, but I'm guessing it's just missing the peak completely, because this is not good. Definitely missed it badly. Alright, so after the first round of comparisons of the callouts, this ended up being the second callout. So we had Bruno Santos and John De La Rosa fighting for that 5th in this show. Patrick Moore managed to get into the second call out, and Emir Omiragic, because as I said, these guys brought it. They're just not complete enough, not big enough to really go and actually beat these other top 5, top 6 guys. But I mean, I can't say they failed with the condition or the peak. They brought it. But it seems like in this call out, we have Bruno Santos actually winning and taking that 5th. John De La Rosa most likely in 6th. Now, based on the way the judges are moving these guys, it seems like Patrick is going to be in that 7th and Emir in that 8th, which I would disagree with. I would have Emir above Patrick. And as far as Bruno versus John, I would go with Bruno for sure. I can definitely see that. He's just bigger, fuller, rounder. Conditioning is pretty much equal. John messed it up. John definitely did not bring it. And yeah, I guess this is the reason why he didn't post anything. I'm assuming he was running late, he wasn't in shape in time, and he managed. He actually did get in pretty decent condition, I would say, but he lost a lot of fullness. Like, those legs were never this small and this flat, and Bruno Santos is beating him. He definitely is defeating him here because of that size difference, that fullness difference. Alright, and now we get to the very first call out, and in the center we had Quinton Eriya and Jordan Hutchinson. And to be honest, guys, the way I see it, Jordan is winning. Why? Well, because from the front, maybe you can say that Quinton looks better, especially in the front double and maybe even front lat. I don't know, like, he has good shape, really nice shape. Great quads, really good details in the quads. Overall, really nice structure, good aesthetics. He's tall, he has a small waist and all that. But like, from the side, he's not as thick as Jordan. And more importantly, from the back, like the back itself, it's just not thick enough. Like, it's pretty shallow still. He did make progress, but it's still gonna be a weak point for him. Not just the back, but also like the lower body from behind. He still has a bit of a thigh gap, right? Like, compare his lower body to John Jewett's here, or Jordan's, or Joe's as well. Like, that's what he's lacking. You know, he's a very tall guy. It's difficult for him to have that crazy amount of thickness like the other guys can have. So he has his strengths, and that is his shape, his structure, his small waist, his conditioning in his show, I would say, as well. He does look really detailed, really conditioned. The shape is there, and like, he looks very, very aesthetic. But this is open bodybuilding. However, I mean, with his look, he still did get into that top 2, which is a great success by itself. And if he doesn't win this show, he can win the next one. But honestly, Jordan Hutchinson kind of surprised everybody. I mean, not really. Like, you can see, you could have seen that in his physique updates. He did seem super, super impressive in those, but you never know if somebody's actually going to bring to the stage what they're showing on their IG. You know, it's usually different, but in this case, no, he delivered. He delivered for sure. And there was a lot of potential seen from this guy before. Like, we all kind of saw him coming up and potentially placing and doing really well as an open bodybuilder. But you can never be sure about these things. Like, sometimes guys have a lot of potential, but they never really fulfill it. And it seems like Jordan Hutchinson fulfilled it tonight. I think he's winning Tampa Pro, going to the Mr. Olympia. That's the way I see it. You can disagree with me, but that's how I see it. Now, as far as Joe and John, I actually have Joe placing above John Jewett here. I mean, I don't know if they're going to actually give it to him, but to be honest, he looks better, especially from the back, man. This guy looks absolutely nuts from the back. Arguably, his back poses are the best in this lineup. Like, he is super peeled in the glutes and hamstrings, and also his back is very thick. Like, he has a lot of size from the back, looks really freaky. Overall, a lot of size, a lot of density, great condition, so he's definitely surprised at his show. I would say, I mean, Jordan, I had him in my top 4, simply because I can't base these guys' placings based on their Instagram photos. You know, but he did look probably the most impressive out of everybody who is doing this show. So what he showed on IG translated to the stage. He potentially looks even better on stage, better than I expected he would. So, yeah, I think he won this show. I think Quinton is in 2nd. And I think John Jewett still might be taking that 3rd, but I don't know if I would agree with that. But let's say John is 3rd, Joe is in 4th. I would say Bruno in 5th, and John De La Rosa in 6th. Emir in 7th, and Patrick in 8th. As far as the other guys, Who the hell knows, man? I don't know what to say about Justin Shire, to be honest, and about Beef Stew. It seems like they kind of failed to bring it, whether it's just the peak week or they're simply not good enough for this caliber of bodybuilders. I mean, I would probably say that about Justin, but I think Beef Stew can still hang against all of these guys if he brings it. I think he really messed up his peak week, but as far as Justin, I think he's just too small. And also not super conditioned. But if he got conditioned, he would lose that little size that he has. So yeah, I think this was a too deep of a lineup for Justin to overcome, and I don't know if there is much he can do. But as far as the winner of this show, I would say it is Jordan Hutchinson, and he's breaking through the ranks right now. He's going to the Mr. Olympia. I mean, it's not official. Maybe Quinton wins it, but that's the way I see it right now. If you guys disagree with me, you can tell me down below, but I'm pretty sure it is Quinton who is placing second. But we'll see once again. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for the best bodybuilding coverage on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you soon. All the best and bye-bye.